By the end of this video, you will know how to never ever get lost in an improvisation again. Hello, this is David Wallerman. Welcome to this channel, which is all about helping you develop your musical personality on the instrument to tell a better musical story, your story. That's what we're working on today. However, sometimes when you tell your story on the spot, improvisation, it's difficult sometimes to carry through because, other things are happening. Chord changes. So how do you fix that so that you can free yourself from the anxiety of what is happening and just play, responding to what's going on? Well, I said it, responding. It's a response thing. What are you responding to, though? Well, you're responding to what your ears are perceiving. Your ear is a fundamental element of playing, and oftentimes we forget it. We let our fingers do the playing while not engaging our ears. We're going to do this today by taking a look at two very important intervals, hearing them, playing them, and we're going to do that in two different directions. And then we can expand, but we're really going to focus on these two intervals. The intervals are the half step and the whole step, essential intervals to hear. On the guitar, a half step is the distance between two consecutive frets. So if I play a note here on the 3rd string, 5th fret, 1 fret higher, that's a half step. You really need to be able to sing that. If you can't, if you're trying to match the voice with what you're playing. And then we need to do it in the other direction. Both directions. Step number 1. So let's just practice that just a little bit. If you need to use your guitar, pause the video to find the answer, that's totally fine. But here's the exercise. Here's my starting pitch, my starting sound, and I'm going to do this on the 2nd string, 5th fret. So try to match that with your voice. And try to imagine what a half step above would be like. Sing it. Should be singing this. If you didn't, match it and play it on the instrument. So that's frets 5, 6 on the 2nd string. 1 fret below, a half step below. It might take a little bit of practice to get that, but that's really, really important before we move on to the next step. So a few more, okay? This time, here's the reference pitch. Right here, and I'm playing the 5th string, 11th fret. Any note will do. Now sing a half step above. Then check, yes, da, da. Half step below. Okay, are you comfortable with that? If so, let's move on to the next interval, which is a full step. So you can see it as 2 consecutive half steps. Let's give it a try. I promise we're getting to the improv in just a minute, but this is really, really important. Here's our reference pitch. 1st string, fret number 3. We're going to do a full step above. Bum. So bum. Think happy birthday. Happy bum. Because that's a full step. Bum, bum, da, 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 da. A full step below. Ba. You can do 2 half steps below. So ba 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 ba. Do that several times. Different areas of the fretboards. 5 minutes a day. You'll get it in no time. Well, 5 minutes every day times, 4 days. So 20 minutes. You'll get it in 20 minutes. So we're going to bring in our backing track here. This backing track is available for free along with another backing track for you to discover. The link is below. Check it out. Sign up once. It's free and you'll get access to the downloads for this video and many other videos on the channel. But we're going to bring in our backing track here. And well, here it is. We're just going to listen. All right. We don't know the key. I'm just going to play a note. Any notes. I'm going to play the 3rd string, 5th fret. Okay. We're going to sing that over the backing track. Ba, and then we're going to ask ourselves, do I like it or not? Ba, I don't. So a half step above. Ba, ba, dun, dun. Yeah. We knew that ba was 5th fret, so ba, 6. That's good. So from there, we can start developing things, which we'll talk about in just a second. But just remember this note. Ba. Okay, that's the 3rd string, 6th fret. La. Now listen to this. Sing that note again. La, la. It becomes something else over this chord. Does it work? If yes, play it. Okay, I did something here that is essential. I stopped. I stopped because I knew there was going to be a new chord. While I stopped, mentally, I remembered the last note I landed on. And I sang that internally over the new chord. And I asked myself, does that work or not? If the answer is yes, you can safely play that note. If the answer is no, sing it a half step above and a half step below. Because you know the fret you landed on, you will know the fret corresponding to the half step above and a half step below. And that's how it's done. That's the secret. Now, we can embellish a little bit, and things get simpler once you know which scale you're in, because you can start phrasing with pentatonic and the scale shapes that you're comfortable with, the licks. But the most important thing is to stop playing when the new chord happens and ask yourself yes or no. And if no, try half step above, below, full step above, full step below. Now let's develop that just a little bit. After doing this for a while, you will have a series of notes that will remind you most likely of scale shapes, because you're a practicing guitar player and that's what you do. So your fingers will kind of like go places that your ear is telling you to go, and you will associate with what you're hearing scale shapes that you've recognized. So after doing this kind of exercise involving your ear in the process, asking yourself, do I need to play this a half step above, half step below, full step above, full step below, your fingers will start to recognize some patterns and some shapes. And these patterns and shape are part of the scale that makes the key of this song. And if you did this for a while, you would start recognizing in this particular case that on the first chord, this one right here, you can play an E minor pentatonic. If you do this, you can throw in all the licks. If you're comfortable with that, don't get too comfortable, because you know that there's another chord coming, a new key. Play, but remember the last note you're landing on at the end of your phrases. Which is on the 3rd string, 12th fret. Do you like this? If not, half step below. Yeah. And eventually you will find the new scale, which in this case is E flat minor pentatonic. I went a little bit fast, but it all starts with a half step and a full step. Just create simple, short phrases. Remember the pitch of the very last note you played. Look at your guitar, which string, which fret are you on? Does that pitch work on the next part of the song, the next chord? If the answer is yes, you can play it. If the answer is no, you cannot play it, and you should try to anticipate the sound of it on the surrounding intervals, half steps and full steps. You might need to rewatch this video. I went a little bit fast, but as you rewatch this video a second time, pause it, apply this to your instrument, try these exercises, try to sing the half steps and full steps and test yourself. Spending time with this is not going to be wasted. It's really going to make you a much better player, closer to who you are musically. Your improvisations are not just going to be a collection of licks And most importantly, if you do this, you'll never get lost when you play an improvisation again, even if you don't have time to prepare your improv. It's awesome for open jam nights or auditions or just ear training. That's where it's at. You can grab this backing track that we used and another one. That's a surprise backing track for free. The link is below. There's no charts here because it's all about the ear. So check it out, sign up once, you'll get access to that. And if you want to get a little bit further with ear training, very practical way to solidify the concept, check out the top video. I think it'll help. Thanks so much for watching this. I'll see you very soon. Practice well.